we want to call on somebody that at least I've gotten to know for a couple of months now, but it feels like I've known him forever. So I'm talking about no other person than Mr. Chiangong Emmanuel. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Mr. Chiangong Emmanuel. I know we've heard the name in the course of the program already. Mr. Chiangong Emmanuel is a renowned massage therapist, cosmetology instructor, and beauty consultant, close to 40 years of experience. He combines his background in clinical psychology and mind-body therapy to help urban and corporate professionals overcome anxiety and depression. Through a holistic approach that incorporates therapeutic exercises, diet, hands-on, sound, and light therapy, Mr. Chiangong Emmanuel guides clients on a journey of self-delivery and healing. He believes that imbalances and discomfort arise from the poisoning of the five senses and aims to bring harmony to the mind, body, and soul through stimulation. Mr. Chiangong's work fosters personal fulfillment and liberation by embracing all aspects of the inward journey, leading to transformation and a deeper connection with oneself. I am a witness to this. Thank you so much, Mr. Chiangong Emmanuel. We would like to have a word from you. Thank you. Please, can we put our hands together for Mr. Chiangong Emmanuel?
It's also a lot of respect and a lot of humility with which I talk to us, that I try to share with you. The journey with the story that is being told today, that is till life do us part. I used to hear that till death do us part. Now that in life we can part, we have to have a deeper and closer reflections. I want to thank all who are here today, because I can imagine what you have put aside as sacrifices. In my reflection on the story till life do us part, which is actually what I will be talking about, I'm looking more at how we come to a point where life do us part. And in that reflection, there are some aspects that I would like us to look closer, like the church, like life itself. We'll look at emotions. We'll also look at stories. And I'm happy because there have been a lot of sharing as regards stories. Till life do us part is a clear and outstanding case of disrespect of what God has put there, that let not man put asunder. This measure shift from a universally accepted standard when it comes to union between non-blood relations of the opposite sex, yes, the opposite sex only, in the Christian doctrine, is an indication of a revolt, arrogance, contempt of the at the first glance. That's what we think. But from a closer look, it can be an attempt at a self-defense mechanism to stay alive, keep working. From a closer look, this is what we will develop. The conflict that arises when it comes, the conflict that arises when in our desperation we have to question the unquestionable, that is God and his servants presented to us by the various denominations that we know here on earth, is quite a feat. That's what glory did. May we remember that glory is the daughter of an Orthodox pastor of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. My father of the same schooling used to tell us in a simple and clear terms that the church is the fireside of the Lord God Almighty. And he went on to assure us that those who come closer to the house of the Lord will never be in the cold. Personally, I have great memories of my own experience of this warmth. Can we therefore say that glory at one point might have gone too close and got burnt? Or is it that the church has lost the ability to provide warmth for those in the cold? These questions, you will get your answers when you read through this book and make your own reflections. I agree that one experience, no matter how rich, will not answer all the respective questions here today. I can, however, assure you that the thrill, the humor with which the narrative in this work of art journeys us through life experiences will surely move you one step out into the light that comes with wisdom. Let's talk about life. Dr. Wayne Dyer, an American motivational speaker and spiritual guide, defined life as a sexually transmissible disease that only manifests on the planet Earth. I went on to extrapolate this reflection with the reasoning that the incubation period is therefore about 9 months, and birth is the biggest and most prominent manifestation of the symptoms of this disease that is life. We can therefore state that we arrive on earth as a disease and have to spend our time on earth in a continuous healing process to become the reason, or we become the reason for the tragedy and the suffering of those we infect. Let your pain therefore not be surprising, and of all it shouldn't be overwhelming, for it actually signifies life. Focus on the healing and the uplifting process as you accept the pain. Emotions. As we went through school life, emphasis was on mathematics, anatomy, physiology, opportunity cost accounting, computer science, geography, etc. We actually use this knowledge along the way to separate good from bad, wise from foolish, and even accepted from rejected. Nothing was told us on the subjects that concern the way we feel. That is, it was not deemed necessary to understand issues like fear, like joy, anger, sadness, anxiety, depression, panic, love, frustration, hate, envy. These, to me, are the only reasons that matter now for the humankind if we want to continue to live together in communities. These are the issues that we need to watch out for as we experience the different manifestations throughout the emotional spectrum of man. Balance can therefore be defined as being aware of them in our context and appreciating how they affect each other, and being able to adjust them accordingly to permit continuity in life. The euphoria that comes with union easily plunges into anxiety. That is the outcome of separation, as both are concerned in the pulling from one side to the other, with families and friends trying to occupy the best position in the emotional spectrum. We try to drag, and we call that quarrels and whatever. Stories. Today, it's all about telling your story glory. This story of yours is unique, and your method and style is specific to you, and that makes you exceptional. While today we are celebrating the book format of telling your story, let us all start telling our stories from whatever standpoint we find ourselves and whatever medium we can afford. In this light, I wish to honor two great women. I've just gone through their works. One, 𝗕𝗶𝗃 Carol, could not make it here because her sister is wedding. The other, 𝗕𝗵𝗃 Wonja, is sitting near us, who told her story. And I want us to actually give another hand of applause, because I am honored and blessed to have met 𝗕𝗵𝗃, who came up with this wonderful work. She almost lost the chance to tell her story because she was in 30 days in coma. Came out, she couldn't stand like me, she couldn't speak, but I don't know what feat she has. She was able to write us a journey which is a clear therapeutic revelation of someone living their own story of pain. 𝗕𝗵𝗃's life is a miracle and blessing to all of us, and I want to thank you, 𝗕𝗵𝗃, especially that you could exceptionally accept this invitation. Thank you so much. Let us acknowledge this presence, and all I want to say, most often we consider women as noisy or just trouble-seeking, and this has forced many to suffer in silence. Telling your story is healing. If you must keep it a secret, then dig a hole in the ground and shout in it, King Midas has as his ears. At least you would have released the tension. In Chimamanda Ngozi's dialogue, the narrative on the danger of a single story may be our reality. But let me encourage you to make a single story than to be quiet. For many single stories from various and diverse views and perspectives may just become a complete whole. In our life's journey, the way they are generally told, it starts from family, goes to church, school, and sometimes marriage. The workplace, and then retirement. I don't know what that means. These different stations of our growth story, they mold us, they influence us, and they manage our lives. How you associate in one of them influences the next. This is why we must look for role models. We must look for guides, mentors, and persons who just come up to shape our lives and derive pleasure from doing so. As we struggle daily to be in control of the emotional dynamic with many manipulative and enslavist therapies that are famous in short life results, we must remember that we can be responsible for one thing: our lives. We must seek help as we examine the primary, secondary, and tertiary support levels of our lives. Staying silent is suicidal, and that really works, believe me. From the discussion this far, we can say there is a great way to see your support system in a family, see it in friends, and also see it in colleagues. Yes, I agree that God has put what God has put together, man must not put asunder. But did God actually put together all the weddings? Check and find out. When do we actually become aware it was never together? When will family, school, church, and the law come into agreement that as they work together to mold, they can also work together when it has to break up, like in Lives Do Us Part. As we become more and more aware of all the human emotions mentioned earlier, remember, in all situations, do the following. 1, smile. You are not smiling. 2, drop your shoulders. Release the shoulder. Release it. Very good. 3, breathe from your stomach. And of course, look into the eyes of the person next to you or opposite you and tell them sincerely, I care. Thank you very much.